Well, it is all over at the Calabash. Mamelodi Sundowns 0, Kaizer Chiefs 0. The teams share the spoils. The win here, Kaizer Chiefs. Sinqamukile manje. Phela remember Kaizer Chiefs was running ngalama 3 points. But unfortunately, namhlanje the train has been not necessarily stopped, but it's just a pause because they didn't lose the game. At the Calabash, sold out on Wednesday night. A very confusing situation, but what is not confusing is where you are right now. You are at my views, my expressions, and I am here as well. Elamikaba usiboniso Sizo wakwamnikazi sibongo and angami ngedwa ngiphethe untshebe coach Killer Mpila plumber
yadle plumber plumber.
Somebody said I should not call you plumber anymore because uyalazi but uyalazi.
Oh, I know if it's okay. That's
do you read the comments?
Yeah, sometimes I do, but I don't focus much on them. I focus on on the games.
Yeah.
But it's humbling when people they say this something that is positive. It's humbling.
They say they see you somewhere else outside my views. I'm not sure what is that. What does that mean? Supposed to mean? Coach it. But let us do the focus that you're talking about. Let's focus on the game. Namhlanje, Kaizer Chiefs could not be able to get a goal. Mamelodi Sundowns could not be able to get a goal. This is the third game without a win for Mamelodi Sundowns in a row. That game in a row. And for Kaizer Chiefs, clean sheets, I can say they have not considered a goal this season with league. So, coach, how did you make of the game?
What a mental game. What a physical game. What an uncomfortable game. What a nice game to watch. Okay, it's not nice on the eye, but for me as a coach, it was a nice game in terms of the tactical approach from both coaches. Going to the first half, Kaizer Chiefs, their tactic was very simple the first half. When Sundowns is trying to build up from the back, you go there, you disrupt the press, you become compact. They were pressing with the mid block, but whenever Sundowns is because they were jumping high, doing pentagon, they lambe 2+3. Pressing, making sure that the pivots of Sundowns they don't get the ball. As a result, they got a lot of turnovers. And then this thing, I've even noticed that something that is they know that Sundowns is weak when it comes to that, because I remember even the goal that they've scored, where Suarez made a mistake. So they know that these passes from the centre back, because Sundowns was using a 2-3 base. And then they ended up making a 2-2 base. When they made a 2-2 base, it was so easy. They were always making a turnovers. So the game plan of Kaizer Chiefs first half, it was just transition. Win the ball high up the pitch, try to combine, try to score. It's just that the front line, poor finishing, final decision. That final decision in the final third was poor for the Kaizer Chiefs. But when it comes to defensively, structural, they were so good. They were becoming deep with the 4-4-2 shifting very well from left to right. They relied only on transition. That was the only thing that they did. But due to frustration, sometimes they end up getting a shots and rushing when they reach final third. The other thing was Kaizer Chiefs was just having a little bit of an edge. It was when they got a corner kick and set pieces. They go there, they make a short corner, and then it goes to the far post. Then it comes back, and then they try to head. And then even when it's on the opposite side, same thing. Even when they go to the set pieces, sometimes they want to go direct, sometimes they want to go far post, and then they come back. Then they try to finish. So you could see that training. But what I was not happy about the Kaizer Chiefs, technical errors. So that's why I was saying this was more of a mental game. It was more of a mental game that Sundowns, they don't want to lose. I knew. You saw my status. I said this game is going to be a draw. I even said when we were doing that
halftime.
Yes, halftime. Even yesterday, I told you when you said, "Hey, tomorrow is a big game." I said, "Oh, that one is a draw."
No, I said it's a big game because I know at Calabash this game always have goals.
Yeah, it's always have goals. Now I expected the goals of 1-1, but yeah, because Kekana was not there, so sometimes they didn't concede today. But Cupido was having a problem. Now you see the importance of having a left-footed centre back, because if there was a left-footed centre back there, yes. Yeah, so the team was going to be having a balance. So that's why Sundowns was failing to build up from the back. So that was Kaizer Chiefs first half. And then Warley Sundowns very poor. Trying to build up from the back. No progression. Nothing. Zero. No attacks. When they tried to go, they were going around the press because Kaizer Chiefs was so compact. The distances were proper, so they couldn't. Sometimes couldn't penetrate. Sometimes you could say, okay, they having trying to do a combination, but the final product is not there. Why? Because Mkwena, no Adams. First 35 minutes, they were so deep. They were so deep trying to build there, and they were just teaching, waiting for them to receive, and then they press. And then even so whenever they have the ball, they have to go back. They can't progress. Whenever they try to progress, it was a turnovers. As a result, the only balls that were able to get into the opposition half, it's when Williams was trying to find Marcelo Allende, or when Ukipido, because Chiefs was pressing them outside, so they forced the errors inside. So it was a very, very good tactic in terms of that. So the only guy that was trying first half, Allende is not that creative. He tried those balls behind the defense to try and break the lines, but it was just offside, or Kaizer Chiefs were able to mark. Technical errors. Monyan, technical errors. Umegoel, technical errors, but sometimes didn't capitalize on that. Umako, technical errors also. Even Ulo, Ukweniga, I don't know how many. Going on to the Sundowns game, that's why I'm saying this was more of a mental game. How many mistakes Mkwena did today? How many times Ulo losing the possession cheaply? No. I'm talking about Sundowns. Cupido. I'm talking about Cupido. I'm talking about Mkwena. I'm talking about Ukos. I'm talking about Allende. I'm talking about Lokuzan. Tapelo rusty. Very, very rusty.
He hasn't played much.
He hasn't played much.
There was an issue there that I saw between Williams and Cupido. There was a bit of a squabble there because they were not understanding each other.
Because it was the first time for Cupido to play as a left-footed centre back. And another problem which Sundowns solved on the second half.
Yeah.
When they were pressing, as I said, they were using a 2-2 base. This was the main problem. The centre backs were too wide outside the half spaces. So whenever they have the ball there, you are already marked by the line. When the Kaizer Chiefs player comes, maybe Utuba is coming to press, Ulelepo, left back, is already on the line. And then when they have pressed there, no options. The only option is to go back, and then you can't do a square ball when they are pressing, because with a square ball you underpass, you overpass, and then they can intercept that ball. So they need to have angles. So that's why, and then also Chichega, because he needs to go inside instead of just opening up a body so that you can play outside, and then you find the space, and then you try to progress. Then you take the ball to the other side. Yeah. Second half, Sundowns, when they came back, first 20 minutes, when they came back, after they've made some changes of Upasatin because of that yellow card, and then the other changes, Abo or Umkwena was taken out for Upas, but that one was for just closing the game. Yeah, Oma for me, all those guys, they didn't impact it, but this one they were after 7. No, that one they were after 7. From 55 minutes after Ilokuzan second half, Sundowns had a little bit of a control of a game. Then they could try. Now they combine all Sales, but Sales was tired today. Sales was very, 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 very tired. After 60 minutes, Sales didn't give Sundowns anything. And then Mrena, they were taken out because of the steam. You could see that the energy levels, because this game was a high intensity game, so it requires a lot of energy, which it drained Sundowns. When you're looking at After 70 minutes, Sundowns was nowhere to be seen. All those subs that were made, they were not effective. Now Umotibo was isolated there, was not even getting a supply. I only seen one high ball that was done by Umotibo. Other than that, they still want to do a combination. Umtunyelwa couldn't overlap. So Sundowns was there to just to secure the result. Control midfield, Sundowns, they lost Ilokuza and Ipek after Opas was introduced. Now, no creativity there. Then Marcelo started to come back. Once Marcelo started to come back to try and do a build up, then Adams was not found in the number 10 position. Therefore, they lost Ilokuza and Ipek by that. Why? Remember what I told you about Ucele, that there is nothing there. I'm worried, very worried about Ucele. Then on that day, they give him man of the match. Even today, I didn't see him. But second half, Kaizer Chiefs, they controlled Ilokuza and game, especially towards the end. Once they introduced Undlovu, then they introduced Abo Sereno, the spark. Now attack after attack. Now they're going to the wings. Now, because Napi is back.
You know what? I always feel the guilty in me to let it go whenever you say a particular player, there is nothing there. I always feel guilty because I believe that it's one of my roles to protect the players. I don't think Ugutungati there is nothing. He wouldn't be where he is if there is nothing. But a point that I will take is that the past 2 games, he hasn't been himself.
Yeah.
So he will come
on that
around.
On that game, I even said I don't see what is he doing on the pitch, but they gave him the man of the match. Today, as I said, even first half, it was, because they were Kaizer Chiefs, they approached game with the 4-2-3-1, so they were double pivots with Umthetwa. But Umthetwa was the one that was making wanting to add the numbers, was playing as C8. And then because I always been telling you, Umthetwa must go there deep and protect the defense because he is good there. But this thing of combination and trying to shoot, very poor there. Then I've seen the coach telling him, hey, go there, go stay there. Then he stayed there. Ucele didn't do the work of being an 8. It is why he Chiefs first half, they suck up the pressure. Second half, when there was Undlovu, 2 double pivots, they were just stabilizing in midfield. They had to control. Undlovu was just cleaning everything there. Then Umthetwa was just cleaning everything. Then now the wingers, Omoti, now they come into play. Sereno, now they come into play. Utupri, although Chiefs wanted to go to get the balls over the top, so because Sundowns was playing high line, but they didn't get those chances. But they were good when they were coming on the wings. But I wanted to talk about this. Now you could see that Napi is back. This thing, I said, Napi doesn't understand his players. You could see most of the box entries, most of the chances, most of the set pieces, you're getting them. One, Lilepo is playing as a right wing forward. Hey, you could see that Sundowns now is playing Ilokuza and low block. You taking Ulilepo from the right wing, you left wing. After
because you have introduced Sereno.
Sereno was playing in number 10. Sereno was playing in number 10. Umunyana was the one that was overlapping. Because first half, Umunyana was just catching in, and then Ulelep was always staying on the line. No problem. There is a balance. Is giving crosses. Is trying to shoot. To get a offside. A deflection. They getting a corner kicks. Now you take that strong guy, you putting there, and then you Shaisana no pull him out. Napi. Now I saw Napi. Now today I saw the signature of Napi. Napi young bass. Kaizer Chiefs, maybe next game they won't win. Hey? But I'm happy about them that they've made a clean sheet. I'm happy about them that they've get a clean sheet. But it was this game, a summary, a scrappy game, a mental game, but we move.
Well, I'll be happy who took Niggy's card. Yeah, but it's also Niggy. But closer. That's just about it. Kaizer Chiefs 0, Mamelodi Sundowns 0, 1 point each team, and we move forward. This is my views, my expressions. Please keep on supporting us. We appreciate the love and the support. Subscribe, please do that. From me now, I'm out of here. Coach.
Chiefs are still on top of the log. I suppose they're still there.
They're on top.
Who is on top?
Number 2, Chiefs.
Skukun.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 2. They still top. Then the Sundowns. Then the Pirate. So give them their round of applause. It's the only team that they've
Mina elam lokugcina iKhosi was the best team today.
Yeah, especially second half. Sundowns ziningi inkinga lapha. Asambe.